Hello there, in this video we're going to check out supporting brand elements, so let's go. Okay, welcome back to the file. So in this video we're going to look at supporting brand elements, so things like logos or if we're going to need icons. So if we scroll down, I've created a new page called brand elements, so let's just draw out a quick frame here. Okay, so let's create a fake brand that we're going to use for our dashboard. So I have already asked AI and it's given me a couple of options, and I'll probably go with this one, which is Quantive. Okay, so this will be the brand name that we're going to use for this project. What we do need to do is create a logo and also a logo mark, something that we can probably use if I go to the wireframes. So as an example, let's just get rid of those menus. Something that we can use when the menu is collapsed, and then something we can use when the menu is expanded. Okay, back to the brand elements page. Okay, so starting off, let's just draw out a frame here. Let's draw something out that's, I think, 32 by 32. Let me just add a quick fill to it for now so I can see it. If I go back to the wireframes, the reason I'm doing 32 by 32 is, let's just see, I think that's what these are. Yeah, so this icon here is 32 by 32, and yeah, this is 32 pixels high as well. Okay, so let me just lock that again, go back to brand elements. Okay, so thinking about what we're designing, it's an analytics dashboard. Let's do something basic for the logo mark so it's really clear. So let me just grab a frame. Let's just pop that in here. Let's also change the color because I can't see it. Let's just do that for now. Let's just duplicate this out. And what I'm thinking here for the logo is just doing a very basic bar chart inside it. So let's just pull this out. Okay, let's just select all those elements. Let's put it in the middle. Okay, let's just stretch these out a little bit. Okay, let's move these down. Let's do it so we've got 2 pixels around. Okay, let's start with this and go from there. So let's just drop this down. Okay, let's try doing it like this. Okay, let me just duplicate this and let's just bring it down here. Just going to try it at 24, see what that's like. Can always scale it up afterwards. Okay, so this feels slightly better. So we've got all the different shapes. We've got 2 pixels around it. I've scaled the entire thing down to 24 by 24 for now, just to work like this. Let's just duplicate this again and put it there. I'm not keen on these harsh corners, so let's just select those. Let's just round them off. Let's do the same for the shape itself, maybe to 4. Okay, let's option click and drag. Something I would always recommend anyone to do when you're building something. Option, click, drag, because then you've got lots of copies to refer to. If you need to go back, you can, and you don't have to press Command Z to edit, undo all your changes. Okay, I think I'd be happy with something like this. Let's just change up the colors because I'm not keen on these. So let's use the primary. Let's go in, let's just change these bars. Let's go back in, let's use primary 50. Okay, that looks a little bit more professional. Let me just drag down a copy of this as well. Okay, let's take that out, option click and drag. Okay, I'm going to press K on the keyboard and I want to scale this up again, so let's go back to 32. Okay, so when the navigation is collapsed, you're probably going to see just this icon. And then when it's expanded, you'll see the icon and you'll also see the text. Okay, let's go ahead and let's just adjust this text a little bit more. Okay, so I want it to be slightly bigger, so let's do maybe 22. That might be okay. Just set the line height to auto. Don't think medium's enough. Bold, extra bold. Let's see how black is. Okay, let me just group these two together. Just rename that frame as well to brand ideas. Let's move all these up. Okay, just drawn out a frame for the logos here. Just zooming out, it actually looks quite tight against the edges here, so let's just go in and feel like we need to just kind of compress this down a little bit. Let me just Command Z, do that again. So option shift, maybe again, 5 pixels around. Just want to have a bit more breathing room around that icon. Paste in here, let's delete that. Let's bring that over here. Okay, is that part of that? Yep, okay. Yeah, I feel like that's a little bit better. That's slightly improved. We can always tweak it and change it later, but I think this will be a good start. Let's copy these. So Option, click. Let's drag those down here. Okay, I'm going to right click on the text and I'm just going to flatten that because then optically that's going to center it within this group. Okay, so now we've got these two items. Let's just rename these. Let's call this actually the brand mark. And let's just call this the primary logo. Okay, let's select both of these options. Go up here to create component options and create multiple components and combine as variants. And let's just go ahead and let's just adjust the components. So rename the property to type. Yeah, we've got our brand mark and our primary logo in there. Let's call the component logo. And for now, let's leave that there. Let's just quickly go back up to our overview page, which is here. So just reading this point here. So supporting brand elements. So logo, word mark, icons if needed. Okay, so going back to the brand elements page, I think on the logo side we're good. We've got two options. So we have a brand mark and a primary logo, and that will support our navigation where it's going to be collapsed and expanded. Again, if we need to make any changes, we can make them. But for now, let's leave what we have. Just going to create another page here and I'm just going to call it icons, and we're just going to go in here. Now there are lots of different places that we can get icons from, but I want to keep it nice and simple. I'm going to go into plugins and widgets and I'm going to open up, surprise surprise, feather icons. We've used it before in a previous project, but I'm going to use it again because it's quick, it's easy, the plugins within Figma, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to be able to find what you need in this icon set. Okay, what I'm going to do quickly is just tidy up these two pages. So tidy up the icons and the brand elements pages so they're a little bit cleaner. I can move some of these items here on the brand elements page to our playground section, which is down here, so we can keep them in the file and not delete them. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, tidy up the pages, and I will see you in a bit. Okay, welcome back to the file. So on the brand elements page, put some information here about our logos. So the primary logo combines the brand mark and the word mark and should be used in most standard brand and product contexts. And then the brand mark is a standalone symbol and used in compact spaces such as collapsed navigation and app icons. And then I put a little note here at the end. So word mark only usage is not currently supported. So I'm not going to be using at this stage Quantive on its own. So it's either going to be the primary logo or it's going to have the brand mark. For now, that's how it's going to be. Potentially in the future it might change, but let's just document that for now. Going into our icons page, pretty straightforward. I've just put we will use the feather icon set with specific icons to be selected as UI requirements become clearer. Because at this stage, I'm not sure what icons we're going to need. That's something that's just going to develop as this project progresses. Okay, great job. Let's go back up to the project overview. And just zooming out, looking at this project overview, it's not going to document every single step that we're going to need, but it's giving us core areas that we need to focus on. Okay, so on the visual style and brand direction, I think we're pretty good. We've got a color palette, we've got typography, we've got some supporting brand elements. I think it would be a good idea, just thinking about our wireframe, just setting out some guidelines for spacing, maybe a scale for spacing. It's probably worth adding to the file. Let's have a look at that. So yeah, in the next video, let's focus on spacing. And if we have time, let's start to look at metrics, KPIs and other data that we're going to display on our dashboard. Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks for getting to the end. So like, subscribe, all the things, and I will see you in the next video. A little bit of a trend going on here. So crisps, they're green. Notebook, that's green. Hoodie, that's green. Plastic bag, green. What's wrong with me in green? Ah, hang on. Drinking bottle. Oh, leaking drinking bottle. Okay, leaking everywhere drinking bottle. Hang on. Let's try that again. Drinking bottle, also green. Subconsciously, I must love green. Anyway, we know what's going to happen now. It's onion ring time. So have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next video.
when you are the boss. It don't matter what the cost. Game changer, raise a bar. Let them know who's in charge. Independent, making noise. I do everything with boys. I'm a ghost, I'm like a Royce. I don't do no work before. See me killing it, yeah. I am the boss, the one in the mirror. I got the ball, I'm killing it, yeah. Check the stats, I'm really up here. Ooh, see me killing it, yeah. I am the boss, the one in the mirror. I got the ball,